All right, guys. There was a video that I watched a couple of weeks ago that really resonated with me because it made me rethink about how I viewed looking for the answers to my problems. And this is what happened. I was scrolling and a video came up where this guy was talking about how we tend to look for answers in outside things. We tend to look for the answers in external things, external factors. We think we're going to find this hack. We're going to find this bit of information that's just going to unlock the treasures of the world to us. Our answers are found in finding that key bit of information. So we search, we scroll social media, we watch YouTube videos, we look for the answers in everything else around us. When the entire time, we know what the answers are. And this is what I mean by that. When I first started working out, I was constantly scrolling on social media. I was constantly scrolling, following all of these fitness influencers. That was 10 years ago when fitness influencing was still fairly new, but you would see all the super jacked people that would talk about high protein recipes and do this specific exercise on your leg day to blow up your legs and all of these things. And I think that way of content doesn't really work anymore. Like now it's more so about taking on the identity of the person that you want to become. Do the things every day that align with the person that you want to become. But I found myself years ago when I started my fitness journey, always just watching YouTube videos. All right, what is that secret recipe that I'm going to find? I know as soon as I find that high protein, low carb, one pan meal, crock pot meal that I can make, that I'll have the answers to my problems and I'll be able to finally lose that 25 pounds and have my dream body. And I thought that, and I know a lot of you guys think that too. You think that if you keep watching YouTube videos, if you keep scrolling, if you keep looking for the answers, if you keep looking for the perfect supplement, looking for the perfect recipe, looking for the answers and all these outside things, that you're going to be able to find them and achieve your goals. But the reality is that, well, let me ask you a question. Do you know what you got to do to lose 25 pounds? I'm asking a real question right now because I think part of you is gonna lean toward, well, no, because if I knew, then I would do it, right? That's probably a similar thought process to what you're having. The other half of you is probably saying, well, yeah, I just gotta go work out, move my body a little bit more and eat differently, track my food, right? And I'm telling you guys, deep down, when I ask you that question, what's the first thing that comes to mind? And it's going to be unique to you, right? Because for me, on my fitness journey, it was, all right, well, drinking really sets you back. You drink on Fridays, Saturdays, maybe you day drink on a day that you're off. You lose half of the week, and then you're recovering for a couple days, and then when you're recovering, you're eating like shit because you're craving salty, greasy foods to kind of re-nourish your body with electrolytes from drinking, and you're missing your workouts because you don't want to work out hungover, and you're tired and groggy because that's what alcohol does. It gives you lower energy. For me, that was a really big part of it. It was a huge part of it because drinking was just fucking up all of my progress. So for me, that's what I had to do. I knew, okay, Diana, when you're hungover, you don't get anything done, you got to stop drinking so that you can wake up and actually go to the gym. I knew that was a thing. I knew I needed to try to cook more at home. I knew I did. I knew I needed to stop going to Raising Cane's and to Good Times and getting a burger and the cheesy stuffed tots and the fried chicken tenders with the cane sauce and the toast and the coleslaw, which is so good. But I knew I needed to make different decisions when it came to my nutrition. I've worked in restaurants for over a decade, and I knew that I needed to stop eating the extra food that came out of the kitchen because it was usually pasta, fried foods, burgers, super calorically dense, cheesy soups and nachos and just random things that I would have FOMO around if it was extra and was set out for the employees to eat and I saw the other people taking a couple bites of it. I had this overwhelming anxiety, like I have to get some because one, it's free food, and two, it's good free food. Tastes good free food, not actually like healthy, good free food. Okay? So I knew what I needed to do. Stop eating all the food at work that's extra, start cooking at home a little bit more, pack my lunches probably so that I don't eat the food at work that's extra, and focus on not drinking. Actually show up for my workouts because I won't be hungover. I knew what I needed to do. And I know that as I'm listing these things out, you guys are making a mental note in your head too. What do I need to do in order to make sure I can show up? What are the things that you have to remove from your life and add to your life to make sure that you're able to do the things every single day that align with your goals? We all know deep down the things we need to do. We are all responsible for the decisions that we make, even if we have shitty circumstances. We all have circumstances where we struggle, we don't have time, our partner isn't supporting us in something, or maybe you have kids or stepkids or family or siblings or coworkers or something that are stirring up drama and you have a lot of pressure on you and, well, I just have too much going on right now. And yeah, we all have things that happen in life because we're human, and life is an experience. All of us experience hurt. All of us experience struggle and pain. That's just what it is. But there are two types of people. One that is just like, okay, like this sucks. This just sets me back more, and I'm just gonna have to like deal with the cards that I'm dealt with, and this is just what my life is. I'll never really be able to get myself out of this. And then there's the other person that's like, you know what, this sucks, this situation sucks, where I ended up sucks, and it's not ideal for what I'm trying to do. However, I'm still responsible for how I react to that situation. Am I going to use this as an excuse to keep myself in the same position? Do you want to be in the same position in 5 years? Do you think you're doomed to stay in that position? Or do you want to be the type of person that has something happen and they're like, you know what? I want to get out of this situation, so I'm actually going to apply myself and try hard to get out of this situation. Learn the things that I need to learn to get out of this situation. And not everyone's going to think like you. It's very split. And I would say it's split more so to people feeling the first way. I would say 85% of people feel the first way, where it's just like, oh, I had a kid young. Oh, I'm stressed out. My hormones are messed up. I won't be able to lose the weight. Oh, I have too much going on right now. Oh, I can't cook for my whole family and cook healthy food for myself. Oh, I can't, whatever thing it is, which could be true to you. I'm not saying that that's not true and that it's not valid. It is valid. That shit's hard. But at the same time, you really got to ask yourself, like, am I going to use my family as an excuse? Am I going to use my circumstances as an excuse? Am I going to use my partner as an excuse to not live up as the person that I want to be? As the version of myself that when I close my eyes before I go to bed and I think about the life that I'm going to live and I'm visualizing where I'm going to be, the type of house I'm going to have, where I'm going to live, what kind of car I'm going to have, what my backyard looks like, how many dogs I have running around, how I look when I look in the mirror, the types of clothes I'm wearing, the way I'm carrying myself, the way I'm showing up when my partner comes up to me with a struggle and needs me to be their rock, or when something happens with my family and needs me to be there for them emotionally. Am I going to be the type that's just, well, no, I can't, like it's your circumstances. I don't want that for me. If you do, that's okay. Like some people are chill, just like waking up and living the same day over and over because they just don't want to be challenged with anything in life. They like their life simple or whatever the reason is. You guys can have your own reason for whatever you're doing. And I'm not saying that your way is wrong. However, I do truly believe that all of us need to show up for ourselves in the best way that we can so that we can show up for the people around us. Period. I don't wake up every day and work on myself because it's just fun for me. It's hard. I wake up every day because I think about who I want to be in 5 years and 10 years, the life I want to live in 5 years and 10 years. When I have my friends that I admire, that I look up to, calling me like, hey, yo, like there's this thing going on. What do you think about it? Because they value what I think. They value how I think. They value my perspective about life because they know that they can trust the person that I've become because I've held myself accountable to become that person. That's respect. Not only from the people around me, but people I love, people I admire, myself. And what I'm trying to say is that you can continue to wake up and look for the answers outside of yourself, but all of the decisions that you need to make, everything that you know you need to do on a day-to-day basis, you know, it's right here. It's right here. You know exactly what you need to do every day to get to the next level. You just have to apply yourself. And when you feel those internal burdens, that negative self-talk, those doubts, those voices of other people pop into your head saying, are you sure it's a good idea? I don't know about that. When you feel that creeping in, how do you combat that? That's the hard part. How do you challenge those thoughts? How do you challenge those beliefs? How do you reframe those beliefs? You've really got to question yourself and ask yourself if what you're telling yourself is true. When I tell myself that I'm never going to be able to achieve my goals because I'm not smart enough, I don't try hard enough, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm da-da-da-da-da. Ask yourself, is this what I'm telling myself true? That's how you can start reframing your beliefs. That's how you can start reframing what you think about yourself and what you think about life. And start overcoming those internal obstacles that you have that prevent you from doing the things that deep down you know you need to do every single day to get closer to your goals. All right, guys, I hope this helps. This is just weighing on me heavy. It's kind of like the theme of my week right now is that. So I really just wanted to share that with you guys. If you guys have questions at all about fitness, nutrition, mindset, consistency, anything at all, feel free to DM me on Instagram at dianarauer.fit. I'll put the link in the description so that you can see it. Feel free to message me at any time with any questions. I hope this helps, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye.